It's things that men were feeling but weren't allowed to say. So we had this huge amount of potential energy on the oppressed spirit of the entire masculine population around the earth. And then I stood up and said it, and everyone was like, that's how I feel. I didn't know I was allowed to say that.
Yeah.
He's right. And that's kind of where it came from. And, you know, I'd like to believe I helped a lot of people. And I was just really saying things that we all already knew to be true.
Yeah.
But, you know, saying water is wet benefited me and it benefited the world. So I kept doing it. And it got me in a lot of trouble in the end because it turns out saying water is wet teaches men to stand up for themselves. And we've already discussed why that's such a big problem.
Right.
The last thing they want is men to stop being afraid of them. And a lot of men, most men in the world today are still afraid of them. For some reason, most men in the world are still afraid of the system. They're still afraid of being ostracized. They're still afraid of losing their job. They're still afraid. There's a bunch of men going to work tomorrow morning and they're scared that the HR department is going to call them in if they make a joke that is risky.
Yeah.
And that's their life. And they do that job and they go home to their sexless marriage and they have their kids who ignore them and they sit there in quiet desperation considering killing themselves, but they may as well pay off the mortgage first. And that's their life. And I know that's true.